I think that when most people talk about Western civilization, what they are really referring to is white European fundamentalist Christian civilization. So when Donald says the LGBTQ agenda is poisoning Western civilization, what he really means is that queer people threaten the power structure that white fundamentalist Christian folks have cultivated for centuries and enjoy to this day. But when we talk about Western civilization in terms of the democratic principles of freedom for all, which people on both sides of the fence tout, Donald's arguments fall very short of that laudable goal, because at its roots, European fundamentalist Christian civilization has proven itself to be antithetical to inclusion, diversity, and tolerance. This too is counter to what Jesus tells us on how we should treat one another. Without those three things being present in our democratic representative republic, inclusion, diversity, and tolerance, there will always be division within our American society. Civil discourse should be the rule, not the exception for a democracy to flourish. Such divisions have already led to a drastic decline of civil society. Just look at Twitter and Facebook to see how uncivilly we treat each other. Isn't a civil society that is inclusive of everyone much more preferable than a society constantly at war with itself? Isn't a civil society much more productive when everyone is elevated? I certainly think so. And just to be clear, the LGBT community are not the ones who have been instigating a culture war. The ones involved in identity politics are politicians, preachers, pundits, and TV personalities on the right. They demonize any group they see fit, especially the LGBTQ community, in order to gin up fear, in order to enhance their grasp on power. This is as plain as the nose on your face if only you open your eyes and see the truth. Then gaslighting everyone, they point a finger at us on the left, accusing us of starting culture wars, when in essence, all we are doing is defending ourselves against the constant onslaught of harmful rhetoric resulting in discriminatory behaviors, governmental policies, and legislation. We would not be looking to strengthen our protections under the law if you all would just leave us the hell alone. Everything the LGBT community has done and is doing is completely in self-defense. What we are saying is that in a supposedly free society and under the protections of our rights in the US Constitution, you do not have a right to impose your religious value system on us. No one in this LGBTQ community is saying you have to be queer, but you all do say that we have to adhere to your interpretation of Christianity. And you are trying to force that value system on us through legislative processes. You are living in glass houses and you have cast the first stones. And one last thing before I move on to the second part of the proposition. We get accused of playing the victim as if we are not actually being victimized. This is another example of gaslighting that is being done. They say, oh, you're playing the victim card, as if we are not victims of their onslaught of attacks. In my mind, this is a textbook example of what gaslighting means. Now,